Hello. Hi everybody. How you doing? I'm gonna not let it go into the absolutely wild intro cutscene that it likes to play if you sit on that start menu. How y'all doing today? Karmic, nice to see you. Ryan, how are ya? Oh, that reminds me. I need to change Mort Cam. Where? There it is. It's not Mort Cam today because Mort is still Goob. It's Gladio Cam. For how long Gladio will stay there, I don't know. He is free to wander around for as long as he likes. But we're starting Chapter 3 out of 4, so good progress. Chapter 3 is the second shortest, I think. Am I making that up? Chapter 2 is the shortest. But now that I'm thinking about it, we do a lot in Chapter 3. You're amazing? Good, I'm glad to hear that. Alright, we gotta watch this little thing again, but... Hey, Shavil, the legend of Shagoon. Not for much longer. I'm so happy. Not like I use Miranda either, but, you know. It's the principle of the thing. Yeah, so the any percent, if you do the like best version of the any percent speedrun, I think you can do this entire game in like 12 minutes. It's wild. Shavil, did I ask you how you were doing? I hope you're doing good. nice to see ya. So we've arrived in this cozy water town. Kongol's happy he crossed the sea for the first time. Pretty much 12 minutes of Shanna, that's why I don't run it. It's... my own hubris gets in the way, because realistically, Shanna is actually really important if you do, like, certain categories of the speedrun. Like, she's actually a really good character, and I hate that. Oh. Okay, we're playing this for realsies. I should actually, you know, go places. Fine. I'm so used to, because I've played this game dozens of times, I'm so used to just booking it, like, directly where I need to go. Although, to be fair, we can't actually go anywhere right now because we don't have a boat. Nobody will serve me because I'm one of those boatless fellas. I love this. Okay, because so they're trying to like upscale this because this is the PS Plus version instead of the disc version. So some of these guys look really good, and then poor Gorgaga there in the background. Let's see, it's Gorgaga, it's Seraphis. What's the guy's name? I can't remember his name. Oh, there's two Seraphis I see now, and Drake, weirdly enough, are all just absolutely borked texture-wise. I am notoriously bad at RPGs as well. Oh, my battery. Whoops. But I just beat another RPG called The Cruel King and the Great Hero, which is made for little babies. And it was fun because it was easy. The only reason that I think that I can make it to the end of this game is because I know it so well. So yeah, Mr. Harris here is talking about how a little boy from this village is missing. He used to have a pet wolf. We're gonna discover all this later. He used to have a pet wolf, and then his wolf got gigantic and started hurting people. And so everybody was like, we gotta kill the wolf. And he's like, no, you're not gonna hurt my wolf. And then he ran away with the wolf into the woods. And all of this is completely optional, by the way. Like, we don't have to help Tio. You can just walk right past him, go to Deningrad, and just continue the story. But I'm not gonna do that because we're gonna save the doggo. I don't know if it's a trophy, but I'm gonna do it anyway. You have a hammer-wielding pinata and a pixel wizard cutout. I don't know why some of them got done dirty like that, you know? Alright, so we gotta go talk to this guy, and he's like, excuse me, sir, you need a boat pass. Thank you. Yep, we are definitely the people that came here to help with the wolf, and for no other reason. For sure. How dare you? He chose not to give it to me. Oh, the fishy people. Yeah, that's me. So we gotta be honest with him about why we're here. Because then he's like, oh, you're the guys who came on the giant boat. You should go talk to the mayor. Because his daughter has gotten super weird since Tio left, because she and Tio were best friends. You should go talk to the mayor and sort everything out. Please solve all our problems, because you're the protagonist and that's what you do. Also, I was playing more Humanity last night, the thing that I played on Tuesday. Turns out, the puzzles that I did on stream were like the hardest puzzles in the entire game. Which is why I only made it through 2 of them. because I blitzed through like 2 worlds yesterday. Husbando helped me a little bit because it turns out that World 5 was basically just tower defense, which I'm even worse at than RPGs. And sure enough, he was playing Diablo 2, and he was like in between farming things. And I was like, hey, can you help me with this little tower defense puzzle? And he was like, oh yeah, sure, because he loves those kind of things. And then it was like 3 hours later, and he was just having a blast. Yeah, Mr. Mayor, I will listen to you about how your daughter is very sad because her best friend ran away into the woods. So Fa doesn't talk ever since Tio left. And there's like a reward for fighting the wolf, which actually I think I might come back and get. I've never come back to do that. I always just like take care of the thing with Tio and Kamoi. Kamoi's the wolf. And just leave. But I actually think they give you money for it, because technically all those guys that were outside were all talking about how they were going to be the one to get the prize for killing the wolf. So I think that they actually give money, and I kind of won it this playthrough because there's a trophy for having $10,000, and that's less grinding. So we're gonna stay for dinner. Okay, did you guys make dinner? Yep. I gave you 3 seconds to make dinner, and I expect something fancy. Is everyone, I cannot read. What is everyone's opinion on Odyssey, as in Mario Odyssey? Like, true facts, I've played very few Mario games. This is a giant gap in my gaming repertoire. Oh, Abe's Odyssey. No, I told you I can't read. Is that the one that's free on PlayStation Plus right now? I've only ever seen gameplay of it. I have never played it myself, but I've heard that lots of people like it. At least I think it's that one that they like. So this is like one of the most important story beats in the entire game, which we're just kind of glossing over, right? But Fa was upset, so Shanna was like, why don't I just go lay down with you for a little while and everything will be okay? And so they went upstairs, Shanna started humming this little lullaby, and then Haschel goes upstairs to check on things and notice that Shanna is humming the lullaby that his daughter created when she was a kid. And he's like, why would you know that song? And his daughter has been missing for 20 years because she ran away because he was a horrible father. My opinion on the game is good, but my opinion on your question is it makes me angry. I suspect that there are quite a few games where if I went back and played it now, it would make me angry. Sokasa, hey, nice to see ya. Thanks for the lizard treat. Do you have a preference who gets your lizard treat today? So they're talking about how Shanna knows this lullaby because Dart would sing this lullaby to her. Maru casually wonders how her childhood friend is doing because we're going to learn a lot more about her on this disc. Isn't that such a vibe when you like don't even know what you're doing as a kid, but you still manage to like make your way through a decent portion of a game. That's like, it's such a fun little experience. I had that experience with... I couldn't even tell you what the game was, quite honestly. Isn't there a... Oopsie. Isn't there Stardust here somewhere in their cooking pot or something? Maybe not. Maybe I'm making that up. Anyway, I couldn't even tell you what game it was. It had something to do with light. Like light, there was a light in the title. I don't remember. It was an RPG because I didn't know the difference as a kid. I was like, oh, the art on this one is cool. Mom, can I have this? And I ended up going like up a gigantic tree, but I didn't understand the story or what was happening or even how I was like winning fights. And so I think I was just like horrifically underleveled, and that was finally the place where it like capped me and I couldn't go any further because I was just too weak. I should better replace my weapons. You're probably right. I mean, nice shoes. I think we're all just wearing regular shoes. These aren't that expensive. Because they also just increase our defense, which Albert desperately needs. Attack badge is really cool, but most people are wearing something that is important to them. Hey, fisherman. To this day, I can still usually tell just from a game's art, like, whether I'm gonna vibe with it, you know? Whoopsie. That was not what I intended. Sorry, fisherman. Didn't mean to bother you again. Because that's how I found humanity. You know? I took one look at the art and I was like, oh yeah, okay. I dig this. Like, this is gonna be a game that I like. Okay, there is... Hi. There's Stardust in this town, and my brain is just not remembering where it is. Yeah, my story about visual novels always cycles back to that time that I didn't realize that the Fate series was, you know, the kind of visual novel that it was. Until I started reading it. I don't remember where the Stardust is, but there's at least one. That is true. Life sims and those kind of things, like Unpacking, for example, has really cute art. But is not like the kind of game that I would really ever probably play. I see the appeal, but for me, like, I don't really need that kind of cathartic, calming gameplay. Child, can you move, please? Where's the Stardust? I've made this personal rule for myself, that we're only getting Stardust, that I remember where it is. So I have to find it. I'm not gonna look up a guide. See, that's the thing, like... For some people, unpacking is like super pleasing. And I thought this guy would have a boat. And just like the repetitiveness and like the control and the organization is like really enjoyable. But to me, it just feels like I'm doing chores, but like playing a video game at the same time. Hey, very nice to see ya. How are ya? So any sort of sim, you know, trucking sim, lawn mowing sim, I'm kind of like, nah, I'm okay. But I definitely see the appeal, right? And like the actual sims as well. I've tried a bunch to play and I can just never really get into it. We would already be fighting Kamui if I wasn't trying to find this godforsaken Stardust. We would be in the woods with the wolf. Speaking of catchy soundtracks, I want you to know, Barry, that you did like that one-off, what was it? Mad Rat Dead or whatever? And that entire soundtrack slaps. And I have been listening to it very frequently ever since. I never would have encountered that game. Oh, healing fogs are really good. Yeah, we're gonna buy 2 of those. And then I'll leave 1 space. Okay, apparently I'm just wrong and there's no Stardust here, or we're not gonna find it, whatever. There's like 60 in Leningrad. We'll just get those. Oh, husbando. He just sent me a message saying that the firm has shawarma today for lunch. But he's not gonna eat it because he's trying really hard to be selective in what he eats. And we have something very exciting planned for dinner, so he's not gonna spoil it. What's in here? Wait. Is this where the Stardust is? Over here? Yeah, it's a chest. I know that there's one in this town! Why is there just a pole here? I don't remember how this little sliding puzzle works. Because you end up... it must be down there. I don't remember. What's dinner? It's when you eat in the evening. Didn't you know? Oh, here we go. I'm making a little... like, it's kind of like queso, but... healthier. Am I stuck here? Hello. Excuse me, family who lives here? I seem to have ended up in your basement without opening the door. Help? Oh no. But it's got like chilies and tomatoes and cheese and meat, and it ends up being like this ooey gooey consistency. People, help me. How did I end up down here? I think this door is supposed to be open. And I don't think that I can leave. Oh no. Oh no. All for Stardust. How did this door not open? You can see that it says that it's... oh wait. Open, please. I did it! I told you I'm not good at RPGs. Alright, let's get out of here. Jeez. We're wandering around here for no reason. We'll go into the woods. So like I said, we could just skip this entire fight, but I'm not gonna do that because we need to save the good doggo. Now, the proper way to do this is... I think we have to go this way first to look at the hunters chasing him around, and then it'll trigger him to be at his final destination. Yoink. I don't want that. I guess I'll sell it. Yeah, my perception was a critical fail, okay? But yeah, we've had good dinners this week, and I'm very proud of Husbando for sticking to it. Because to us, food... Oh, I need to switch my additions. Food is like a hobby, right? So it's easy to just be like, I want this specific food today. Even if it's not the nutrients that we had planned. Because we pick certain, like, good-for-you foods every week. We roll a D20 to pick foods. And we incorporate them in, and it might be things like Brussels sprouts or salmon or whatever. Because despite the fact that I simp for Taco Bell, we do eat pretty healthy. But obviously we were just on vacation and we just kind of ate whatever we wanted. Now we're recovering from that. I don't want Streamlabs Ultra. Can you go away, please? Thank you. Ooh, a healing fog. That's nice. So if anybody has tasty, you know, healthful recipes, feel free to share them because we like that kind of thing. I made stuffed peppers on, not yesterday, but the day before. And I was grinding salt into the onions, and my entire salt grinder just exploded. And like half a pound of salt just tumbled into the onions. So that meal didn't quite go as planned. It wasn't great, I'll tell you that much. It was basically not salvageable. Because, you know, the salt was just too ingrained in the onions. I dug out probably like a quarter cup of onions that were still usable. So not only did it like ruin that portion of dinner, but now I have to buy a new salt grinder. Here's Kamoi, by the way. We're here to find Tio, this lost boy. But these guys are mostly just here for the money. So they're gonna kill Kamoi. And Kamoi's like, nah, I don't think so. This little human is my good friend. Bye! But we're gonna be nice. And we're not gonna kill Kamoi. Because he's a good doggo. Salt's good for you, okay? It was Himalayan pink salt and everything. Just spilled everywhere. It's all over the stove. It was all over the floor. I still didn't change Albert's edition. Also, I should have killed the peacock first, because he has charm. Ow, you're entering your strong phase here. Whoopsie. I got kicked in the face by a bird. It was this interesting, like, look at these delicious looking onions with this swath of pink. It was kind of artistic. Yep, charmed. Alright. At least it was Dart. No, you should have charmed Maru, because then it would have cured her fear. That would have been nice. Alright. We're almost there. Husbando, are you... His message in its entirety is, "Oh no, Firm has shawarma for lunch today. Oh." He's very sad. What is this way? I don't remember this. Oh, this is just the way to go. Well, okay. Let's go fight Kamui. Let's change editions. Boy, I can't remember to do this. Completely unrelated to anything that we've been talking about. I have forgotten to mention, because I had a CT scan last week, right? They still haven't charged me incorrectly, which... American medical care. I'm just waiting for the other shoe to fall, you know? I'm actually gonna see if this thing can charm Maru. Because that would be really nice. Because what happened... God, that hurts a lot. I set up an appointment for a CT scan at a place that my provider selected. And a place that I was really happy with because it's like 2 minutes down the road. And then the provider's office called me. I'm gonna intentionally not do damage to this thing if I can help it. The provider called me and he was like, "Okay, we need you to do the procedure at a different facility." And I was like, "Why?" And they said, "Because your insurance..." Haha, I was blocking. "Your insurance doesn't want to pay the higher cost of going to the other place." And I was like, "Well, but the other place is cheaper for me." And I literally got told that my insurance didn't care how much it was for me. They only cared how much it was for them. And so they wanted me to go to the place that was going to charge me 4 times as much because it was better for them. And I was like, no. And I went to the place that was cheaper. Exactly. Oops, they said the quiet part out loud. So I'm waiting now for them to like bill me extra or something. Oh, yes. Oh, it didn't take away her fear. Hey Chris, how are ya? Nice to see ya. Maru! No! Maru! No! I get it. Albert's a spicy boy. You don't have to charm him. I just want my fear to be gone before the Kamui fight. So yeah, that was frustrating. And I'm still waiting for presumably 50 bills from that. But anyway, we got the results back from the CT. It was of my head. And it's actually really cool. I never expected it. They looked in my ears and then they looked like through the front of my face. No, I didn't change the addition. Well, this is a boss fight. It's fine. Yeah, no, we'll keep Gust of Wind Dance for the actual boss fight. I should have healed. I now realize I'm a fool. I told you I'm not good at RPGs. Anyway, I keep getting distracted. So they scanned my face. And I sat down with the doctor and he's like, "There's like some weird stuff going on here, but nothing that's gonna actually like impact you." And so it turns out what's happened is that I have a face, kind of, inside my face. In the sense that like there's a bunch of extra bone structure that is the remnants of an additional face. All just like up in my sinuses and stuff. Which is like very cool. So it doesn't cause me any problems. But I mean, we never would have known about it if I had not had this scan. Yeah, I'm genetically two-faced. Maru, can you just block for a little bit? So yeah, I mean, it has to come down to being intersex, right? It has to come down to having two separate sets of genetic material. And so it is, you know, I guess both of us, right? In one person. And I thought that that was really cool. I'm glad that it doesn't hurt me. But I thought it was pretty snazzy. Kamoi's gonna rip my face out if I stop defending with Maru until she's healed a little bit more. But he can do, yeah, like this. He does so many attack alls. This is gonna suck, and people are gonna get stunned. Yeah, so it's your little dude's face under your whatever you feel you are face. That's so cool. Yeah, it's Locke's face. I think. Which is not what I was expecting. I was expecting them to say I had a sinus infection. Then they were like, nah, actually it's just a face. They offered surgery to fix, because like deep toward my brain, not up by my nose, but like toward my brain, one side of the septum of my nose is pushed to the side by one of those pieces. God, Albert, you're almost dead. Okay, I shouldn't do this because then nobody can heal. We're just gonna get to Maru's turn and heal. Anyway, so it's pushed a little bit to the side, and they were like, well, we could do surgery if you don't want it to be that way. And I was like, fam, I can't notice a difference. I'm not gonna do surgery for something I can't notice the difference of. Like, whatever. No. Wait. Oh, it was Healing Breeze was the one that I was thinking of. I thought that I had 4 of those that heals everybody, and I don't, actually. Okay, Albert. Honestly, if Maru dies, I'm gonna be okay with that, because she really needs to not be feared. I just healed him. Stop. So that's my little story for the day. I just thought that was cool. There are plenty of other things that do cause problems, but thankfully that did not cause a problem to my health. Attack Maru, she's guarding. Stop hurting my friends, except for Dart, he's not my friend. Okay. Kamui is non-element, so there's no Dragoon that's gonna do more damage to him than anybody else. Except for just, you know, the one who has the highest magical attack, which is technically Maru. But she only gets Dragoon for 1 turn. So it would have been smartest to have Dart do this, but... because he gets 3 turns of being, like, uber powerful. But this is the way the cookie crumbles, because we need Rose Storm.
Rose Storm.
I know, Barry, I just said cookie crumble and I was like, man, I just want like some of those trashy Chips Ahoy, like bottom of the barrel Chips Ahoy with milk. I don't need like fancy bakery cookies. Y'all ever had, oh man, Thin Mints. Thin Mints are where it's at. You ever had pinwheels? Those like marshmallowy things? I go through phases where I just eat like 3 boxes of pinwheels in a week, and then I'm sick of pinwheels for 6 months. Pecan pinwheels? I've never heard of such a thing. She has high magic attack, so hopefully this does decently. And she won't be feared anymore. Finally. Okay, when y'all were in school, what was like the sweet thing that you had in your lunch? Because everybody had some kind of hostess thing, right? Or like Little Debbie or something. You had like a sandwich and maybe like a fruit and then a snack, right? And mine were always either oatmeal cream pies. Yep, exactly. Blue Tongue knows where it's at. Oatmeal cream pies. Or, what are those things called? I was gonna say the nut sticks. They're kind of like Kit Kats, but they're peanut butter and they're bigger. Peanut butter bars, and they have like a crisscross pattern on them. Alright, Albert gets a free Dragoon attack because this is his special. We're in his dimension. I thought they were Nutter Butters, but I think Nutter Butters are the ones that look like peanuts. And they're like closer to candy bars. That was really strong, Al. I'm proud of you. Did you also like take the oatmeal cream pie apart and scrape out like the stuff on the inside? Despite the fact that I do have a sweet tooth, I usually find icing to be kind of overwhelming. So like oatmeal cream pies, Oreos, I don't eat the filling. Cupcakes, I usually scrape off like most of, I'll leave some of it. But like I want more cake than I want icing, you know? Yeah, Nutty Buddies. Blue Tongue and Chris got it. I think that's what they are. I know, I just got a cupcake either last week or the week before, I can't remember. And I was like, oh, I'm so excited. This is this red velvet cupcake with, like, cream cheese frosting. And then, of course, it was like 1/3 cupcake to 2/3 frosting. And then inside the cupcake, it was filled with frosting as well. And I was like, I'm just eating like an entire canister of frosting with a dusting of red velvet cake at this point. I was very sad. I mean, it was still good. I just scooped most of it off. But it still beats that one muffin that I got from the same place, the cursed cheese muffin. People who have been around my chat for a while know all about the cursed cheese muffin. I got a 4-pack of blueberry, I believe, muffins. And I don't know if there was just a mishap or what happened, but I bit into the blueberry muffin and it was salty and I was like, oh god, what is this? And then I looked and it was like dry, crumbly cheese on the inside, but in a place where like it was really obvious that that wasn't supposed to be in there. And I still to this day struggle to like enjoy blueberry muffins because I'm like, I'm just one bite away. I know it. I'm one bite away from the cursed cheese. Ugh. And it didn't even taste... It wasn't like, oh yeah, this is like savory cheese. It's like, no, this is like reject cheese that you scrape off of the bottom of a cheese grater after you've been using it for a week and haven't cleaned it. It was miserable. It wasn't good. Start, have a healing potion. You don't get a healing fog, okay? Healing fogs are too expensive. Where did Gladio go? I was gonna give him an egg for Sokasa's lizard treat. Where you go, buddy? Where my babe? baby. He gone. Gladio has exited the building. Thanks for hanging out, Chris. It was nice to see you. Mort is, temperamental this time of year. You know, he's doing his lizard hibernation thing. So usually, hey, we did it. Usually that means that he's just kind of vibing underneath something and you can't really see him. Alright, we save Wolfo. We beat him up first, but then we save him. So Shanna's Dragoon Spirit, if you recall, is the healing one, because that's how we healed her at the beginning when she was poisoned. We went on this big long adventure. And now he's normal-sized! And feels better. He's not a giant angry beast anymore, and they're having such a great time. Does he hibernate in that log? He hibernates wherever he would like. I miss Mort this time of year, and it's always a little bit stressful when reptiles brewmate. They're gonna go back to town and have a great time. Bye! It's always stressful when reptiles brewmate because they go like 4 months without eating. And you're like, oh, they're gonna starve to death. But they're fine. Sam once went, I believe, 9 months, 8 or 9 months without eating, and he seriously lost like a quarter of a pound. So I don't know, they're usually fine. Okay, Maru is still almost dead, but at least she's not feared anymore, so I don't need to worry about getting this thing to charm her. Which worked so well the first time. I still don't want her to die, though. But we're not gonna have another boss fight for a while. Whoopsie. Thanks, y'all. I appreciate you. Oh, why is it Owl? He's my damage dealer. No, not at all, Shavil. Oh yeah, now you go after Maru, thanks. But no, I appreciate it. Audrey, you're certainly welcome to hang out, you know? We're not saying, hey, get out of here. It's just that follow for follow is usually not the way that you want to approach forming a community. You form a community based on who you are as a person and the way that you connect with people, and the best way to do that is just to get to know them. You have ice spells? Spear Frost probably? Yeah. On Dart, so at least that was smart of him. That was the right target. 49 life. Okay, let's not get into another fight. Oh, Maru leveled up to Dragoon level 2. She gets a new spell. Rainbow Breath, isn't that the heal? That would be great. We could have a magic heal on our team now. Please let me out. I'm gonna actually go back and see if they'll give me money. Because technically I solved the Kamui problem, for which there was a reward. Hey, they're here. Hi, guys. Goody goody gumdrop. I don't know that I've really ever come back to do this. So I don't know that I've really ever seen this text. You know, the people who were translating this were just like, oh, let me just break out the book of English idioms and see what I can throw in here. Yeah, Kamoi's not bad. He's not. This is very true. Yeah, when I started streaming, there was a very brief period, and I say very brief in the sense of like, legitimately it was like 2 weeks or something, where I was like, okay, I need to do the right things, right? Like I need to start uploading to my YouTube, and I need to talk to people on Twitter and do all this stuff that like successful streamers do, right? And I realized, whoopsie, within those 2 weeks that, boy, I just couldn't do that. Not that, you know, networking and stuff like that is bad, but without the personal connection, it is just so pointless, you know? But I also felt, by the same token... Let's go to the item shop real quick. I also felt by the same token that, like, why... I'm not typically a self-conscious person in the sense of, like, I have low self-esteem and it's like, oh, nobody likes me. You know, I'm not like that. But I did genuinely wonder, like, why would people choose to hang out with me? Why would... Like, I never saw myself as having a community, right? I did never think that that was a possibility because I didn't have the time to dedicate to streaming and all that sort of stuff. And then Alu, who has been my longest sub, I think he just hit like 52 months or something, was like, you should make a Discord, and I was like, why? But it turns out that some people just like to hang out. Dart, don't speak for me. I am interested in this 5 times larger prize. Give $500! I've been cheated. So yeah, it's basically come down to like, I have this nice little cozy community, and I like it. I like all the people who stop by, and whether people... I didn't leave my boat here. Whether people hang out or just lurk, or they talk in Discord, or they're not in Discord at all, like whatever. Everybody has their place that makes them feel comfortable, and that's like really nice. And that brings me more satisfaction than when I was trying to like succeed as a streamer, right? Like I can see my view count right now because I don't turn it off because I don't really care. And it used to be quite a lot larger. Not, you know, easy partner level, but quite a lot larger. But it wasn't worth it, you know? Because there were a lot of people who didn't, like, match the vibe because the goal was numbers over quality, right? And now, even though it's smaller, it's more fulfilling, right? If that makes sense. And that I don't mean that to make it seem like I was ungrateful for the number of people who were there before. You know what I mean? But I have not had problems with people trying to railroad me to do what they want me to do, or to be bullies, to be parasocial even, since trying to just foster more authentic connections, and that's been nice. I'm gonna save just in case I die on my way to the city. I don't want to have to fight Kamui again. Oh, we got $500. I'll spend that on a pair of boots. That was nothing. Yeah, like, that's the purpose of the Discord, in my mind. Like, a lot of it is just bonus stuff, right? Like, if you like the reptiles, you get more of them in the Discord. You get a fan club for every one of them. It's memes, it's music and food and all that fun stuff. Plus there's just the emote channel. There are certainly people who don't have the spoons to like consistently engage, and I feel this like so hard because I almost never engage in other people's Discords because my social battery is just so small. Yeah, I know, right? We get to see some Gladio, unlike right now. But my social battery is just so small. It's mostly dedicated like to Husbando, right? And so I don't have much energy for other Discords. And so we have that emote only channel because there are absolutely people who just, they want to be part of the community, but they don't have the spoons to say anything, right? Or to post things, or to be involved in chat because it takes energy. So you post a mort and then you're done and that's it. And for some people that's like exactly what they need. I was gonna give Gladio an egg for Sokasa's lizard treat. And then he just dipped. Okay. So we're gonna split our party here for a hot second. Rose is like, I need to do something very serious. And everybody's like, what is it? And she's like, I don't want to talk about it. And then she leaves. Because that's, you know, stereotypical of her. And then Maru is like, she's gonna try to sneak away before we notice. Because she also wants, her family lives in this area and she wants to go visit them. But she doesn't want us to know who her family is. So she was trying to, like, leave without us noticing. Yeah, for sure, Barry. That was, and still is sometimes, a thing for me too. Like, and yours is, like, bigger than mine. So I can definitely imagine, you know, like, you hop in and you see, like, 7 channels that have unread things and you're like, oh. Because it's so fun for people to engage with each other. But at the same time, you're like, oh, I don't want to read things. So for me, it's always just been like... I try to commit to, if I read something, I actually, like, read it. I don't just, like, skim through and be like, okay, just get rid of my notifications. And that means that sometimes I might leave my notifications for like an entire day because I just don't have the spoons. But there's no harm in just being like, you know what, you're all adults, you can entertain yourselves. Have a conversation without me. And sometimes that happens. It does. It takes a lot of energy. I don't know. And that was something else that I discovered during that like little 2-week stint where I was actually trying to do the right things to be a successful streamer. I don't have the energy. Like nowadays, it's mostly that just, you know, I'm focused on the success of my business and things like that, and I need to be working. But then when I had a little bit more time to do, you know, 3-hour Last Guardian runs every Tuesday, it still takes energy. So much energy to stream and to like have the Discord and everything like that. And I appreciate all you. Like, I'm not saying that I don't. You all are wonderful, and I'm so happy that we have this little cozy community. But my point is just, oh, that's really good. Well, there goes my $500. My point is just that when the crowd was bigger, oh my god, look at that thing. It's $10,000 though. When the crowd was bigger, you know, it's tiring. And I talked about it before where about 40 people ended up being my limit for like I can keep up with chat and feel like I'm authentically engaging with people. More than that, and I start to miss messages, and I don't like that. You know? Okay, we're listening to the bishop because he's amazing. This is the divine tree is a great tree. All life comes from the divine tree guy. Yeah, like, I would so much rather have 10 people be here and just be able to read everybody's message and everybody's just, like, having fun or lurking and they don't feel like they have to say anything or whatever, than to have 200 people and chat is going a mile a minute and I'm not, like, processing any of it, you know? That's so much more preferable to me. And you're actually really good at it, Barry, in your chat, because you often have a quite sizable number of people. You're very good at keeping up with everybody. Because you don't necessarily read every message, but you make people feel heard. I think that it is very rare for somebody in your chat to feel like they've chatted at you 3 or 4 times and you're just, like, not seeing it. You regularly engage with, like, everybody who's there. And so there's this weird middle ground for me where it's like more than 40 people and I start to get like, oh, I can't keep up. Unless suddenly there's 17,000 people and then I'm fine again. There's no middle ground. Because any, like, GDQ events or marathons, the biggest audience I've ever had was a smidge over 40,000. And that, for some reason, was fine. Because at that point, I don't know, it just became suddenly very easy to identify, like, who was talking with other people in chat and who was talking to me. And it was cozy vibes and I loved it. You know? Okay, listen. I am going to just crank up this guy's audio because my boy has a voice, okay? You ready for this? This is such a wild cutscene.
The divine tree is the tree of life. All life comes from this divine tree. In the beginning, nothingness filled the world. Then the Creator saw, descended from the sky.
This voice actor. The divine tree is such a rad concept.
He and his followers created the world. In the end, Soa sowed a seed on the earth. The seed soon grew to be a great tree. The great tree bore 108 fruits, and various life forms arose from the ripened fruits. Thus, 108 forms of life were created to fill the world.
So yeah, like a giant moon just grew in the middle of this tree. This is like such an interesting take on the world tree concept, right?
The divine tree completed its role, but the story says it is still protected by the signet of Soa.
Way to go, Bishop. You killed it. That's optional. Fam, that is an optional cutscene. Why would you skip that? You never have to go and talk to this bishop. You just have to go talk to the like praetor guy in the background. So Casa, I don't remember. I think you were around like right at the end of the like 60-ish viewers era. There was a point where I had to change the value of the treat redemption because too many people were like, there were too many people here giving treats to Mort and he was getting fat. And it got to be like a lot. We had to change the rules a little bit. But yeah, basically my thesis is 3 things. 1, this guy's voice actor just absolutely killed it. Wonderful. 2, I don't remember what my second point was. 3, I love my community. Thank you for being here. Because it can be hard to talk about like what you want your community to look like without coming across as either arrogant or ungrateful, you know? I don't know where Gladio is, and I want to give him an egg. I'm gonna try to lure him back onto his log while you all just... Here, let me crank this bad boy up so you can jam to this honestly really fantastic random start menu music. I'm gonna see if I can find Gladio. I will be right back. Gladio has received egg. I know it's like really far away. This new lizard cam doesn't let me zoom for some reason. It's very sad. What are we looking at on Gladio cam here? Oh, he has dropped his egg. Hey, I succeeded in zooming! Okay, I just had to do it manually. There he is with egg. Very good. He doesn't know what to do with it. He's actually very smart. And he'll try to use, like, tools. Oh, you dropped it, dude. It's gone forever. He'll try to use tools and stuff to break the egg. Like, he'll slam it against rocks. But eventually his jaws are just strong enough to get it too. actually really happy that this camera can zoom. I just can't do it from the app. I have to do it from the emulator, I guess. Okay, well, while Gladio is eating that, we're gonna... Nope, not you guys, sorry. I could have sworn that was the library. No, it's not you guys either. Where's the library? That's where that guy went. Oh, it's one further, isn't it? No, that's just the... What? I guess it's true that we come out of the clinic later, because Dart gets absolutely obliterated. Oh, also I forgot to turn the game down again. Gladio, you seasoning your egg with dirt? Game sound wasn't too loud? I'll turn it up some. So they're coming to this library to see what they can find out about things like winglies and magic and stuff like that, because Lloyd just keeps getting the slip on them and they need to like understand more in order to understand how to fight him. So we're gonna be in this library for a while, just learning about everything that everybody else is learning about. Gladio! You can do it, honey. He's still just got that egg. Use a rock, bud. Okay, we get another baller cutscene here. Fine, I've talked to everybody else first. I just want to listen to this other really cool cutscene. This game just has such a stylistic identity when it comes to the way it presents, like, in-game scenes. And some voice actors, Dart, didn't put in as much effort as others. So when you get good ones like Fester and stuff, it ends up really being fun. He has been cursed with the burden of egg. He just can't do it. So I guess it's Thursday, by the way, because we definitely don't need to be reading anything that any of these people are saying. They're all just talking about the Dragon campaign. It's almost the weekend. Anybody doing anything fun? I would like to convince Husbando to go to Korean barbecue. And then possibly Taco Bell. I don't know. Taco Bell's good, yo. It led to the Dragon campaign. Buddy, you are insufferable. I love you. An SCA event, as in like swords and everything? That's wonderful. I haven't heard the term SCA in years. That's very exciting. Here we go!
were 7 Dragoon warriors in the legend of the Dragon campaign.
Oh, I think Gladio got it.
Reputed to be the incarnation of dragons. With dragons at their side, the Dragoons fought boldly. However, in the age when the legend was reality, the Winglies dominated all, even the gods. The gods answered to dictator Melbu Frama's prayers and granted him ultimate power. But the power was abused. The earth of Saint Imperial Gloriano was scorched by the gods' fire and became ashen. The anger and sadness of the people was fuel for the Dragoons' cause. And at last they freed the gods. Without the gods' power, the Winglies perished, and our age, the human age, began. Thereafter, the gods floated in the sky. For 11,000 years, they have been looking over the world as the moon that never sets.
You can see Gladio's jowls going, so he's licking. He cracked open the egg. Are you ready for one more cutscene? This is the cutscene episode. So we traveled to a different continent at the beginning of this disc, is the whole deal. And upstairs is like a memorial room to Neat, the city that was destroyed by the Black Monster, which happens to be like just down the road from this city. And Dart was like, yo, hold on a second, that's where I was born. I was there when the Black Monster destroyed everything. I think I'm the only survivor. And so then suddenly he like bonds with the librarian that he formerly hated because they both are kind of Black Monster enthusiasts. Is Portal 2 co-op, like, challenging? I'm assuming you mean speedrun co-op, you know? Obviously, I want to hear you talk about the Black Monster in your epic cutscene voice. The lore for this game just gets weirder.
Why did the gods create him? The Black Monster. He appears in various legends as a demon who rebels against and devours the gods. An evil plague that rejects peace in the world. The god that is the moon that never sets. The moon that never sets glows red every 108 years. It is a sign that a herald will be sent to Earth. The herald is known to us as the Moonchild. The legend says the Moonchild revives the gods on Earth and purifies the world. The Black Monster abhors, hates, and despises it, and kills the Moonchild. This sad karma is endless. This god stays forever in the sky, and the world is in never-ending chaos.
He'll keep talking. Just give him a minute. Oh, he didn't? Did they change that? Meanwhile, Rose shows up in Neat. So yeah, the only thing you need to know about the lore, because I don't know, I think it's probably just that I've played this game so many times that it just kind of makes sense to me. But I guess a lot of people find the lore confusing. And what's happening, right, is that the moon that never sets is the body of one of the fruits of the divine tree. The moon child is like the soul of that same creature. And they've been separated in the past. And every 108 years, that soul of the moon goes into somebody who tries to reunite with the moon so that they can put the moon and or the soul and the body back together, and it can finally become like the creature that it was supposed to be. The black monster doesn't want this to happen, so it just keeps lurking around, and every 108 years it kills the moon child before it can get to the moon. That's what's happening. To be fair, we know that based only on details that we gather later, which makes it a little bit clearer, you know, but... So Rose stopped by Neat. This is the city that was destroyed by the Black Monster 18 years ago? And she finds two sacred sisters of this country. They're basically princesses. Luana here, the one who was praying at this grave to all the people who died, is blind because she also used to live here, and she was like blinded by the intense fires of the city burning down. But I guess the super secret place that Rose wanted to go was Neat. The black monster is looking for the princess because the princess is the moon child. This is Sister Luana and her mom. Who get interrogated by the black monster trying to find the moon child. And so it seems kind of cruel that she kills Luana's mother, right? But as the black monster said, anybody who sees the Moonchild sort of gets converted into like a religious follower of it. And since Luana's mom knew where the Moonchild went, that means she was exposed to it. Meanwhile, Luana didn't see it, so she was fine. Also, Seti's here. That's the other sacred sister who's here. She's just kind of hanging out. She's the one who helps Luana around, helps her navigate and stuff. So I don't know, it feels actually really good to have a game from this long ago like really strongly portray a blind character. You know what I mean? Because I feel like if games approached, you know, having someone who faces any of you know, blindness, deafness, people who are mute, things like that, it's always like, I don't want to say exploited, but like kind of like if Toph was done wrong, right? Where she only has these amazing powers because she's blind, right? Toph is obviously more nuanced from Avatar, and that's why that one works so well. But Luana she acknowledges that like this is different, and you know, I can't do the same things as everybody else, but I'm still just kind of doing my life the way that I want to. And they acknowledge that she needs Seti's help, but it's not a bad thing. They don't play Seti up as like, look at me being this altruistic person who just helps Luana to get around. It's just kind of there. And I really like the way that they did it. Maru, I didn't intend for you to come visit your parents. Spoilers, Maru's a Wingly. That's why she's in the Wingly Forest. Gladio, you left! Where did you go, my friend? My child. I found you. Hi. So nobody wants to see Maru, including her parents, because she left the forest, and that's not allowed. She's been, what's the word I'm looking for? I can't think of the word I'm looking for. Finagling with humans, right? And that's bad. Because all of the Winglies are racist. Except for Bleno. Honestly, he's pretty chill. He's the one talking right now. The guy with the rad hairstyle there, the spikes in the background. Thanks, Sokasa. Have a good lunch. And have fun with your event this weekend. So yeah, Maru's mom is pretty sympathetic to the fact that her daughter is, like, fine. And there she is. She's like, oh, you know, I love you no matter what. But her dad, who is there, is like, nah. She messed up. We disown her. Get out. And of course, these two spiky boys, these Bardell brothers, standing next to Maru, are especially angry at her because their younger sister... Gladio, your egg is gone, buddy. Even if you dig, you're not gonna get it. Their younger sister went outside the forest, following Maru's example, and she was killed by humans. So they hate her especially. This is Maru's boyfriend. Partner, husband, person. Important person, shall we say. And he has to pretend to be angry at her, but actually he's just glad that she's here. So he says, hey, bad news. What was that, Gladio? Bad news, the Divine Dragon's coming back to life. That's not good for anybody, because he's a big spooky guy. And it's happening because the Dragon Block staff, gotta love that creativity, is no longer blocking the dragon because it was stolen. Somebody stole the Dragon Block staff, so Dragon is waking up. Technically somebody stole the Dragon Block staff and the Dragon Buster, which was like their two magical items that are related to each other. But the Dragon Buster's been gone for a while. We know that because Lloyd has it. He used it to stab our friend. Oh, Gladio's gonna keep going back to that corner for the rest of the day. Because there was an egg there. Now let it be known that as a child, I was obsessed with the Divine Dragon. He is super cool. This game has such a unique take on dragons. Me going to the fridge. I remember I was eating an egg. So if I go back, I should be able to eat egg again. Funny how that works. We don't get to see the really cool scene of the Divine Dragon, though, until he does his little siege on Leningrad. I have not had enough eggs lately. Eggs are really good. Over medium eggs, or what do you call it when you like swirl them in water and they just turn into this nice little fluffy boy, and then you... Yes, poached. Boy, I could not get that word in my brain. Those are good too. Clean your face, bud. You missed a spot on your nose. Yeah, eggs are good. I'm really sad because the sushi place, we live in an area that has a high Japanese people population, which is really nice because we get like really authentic Japanese food, including sushi. And it makes me really sad because they have those nice tamago nigiri, which is like the big long yellow strip, and it's kind of sweet, right? That's my favorite kind of sushi. But they changed something about the way they make it. Honestly, I think they've gotten a lot more popular, so I think they just kind of ran out of time to make it themselves, and now they just buy it like stock already made. And it's like, it's not the same. You know, it's not as light and fluffy, and it doesn't have the right like sugar ratio. Makes me sad. Their stuff is still really good though. Okay. I need... Oh, but the thing is, I was gonna go and get Stardust, but most of it doesn't appear until the Divine Dragon blows the top off of the castle. That scatters like 5 or 6 Stardust around the city. And Martel, it will be sitting like right here for us to trade with her. You feel better, Gladio? You had egg. Good egg. Very good egg. What is this building? Because I don't want to go into the castle yet. That's like a whole thing. Hi, folks. Honey, it's a nice day today. It's freezing cold outside. Yeah, oh no, I have to encounter the Divine Dragon, my favorite creature. I'm actually kind of worried about that fight. Because, like, the whole point, right, is that the Dragon Block staff has been stolen. And it's going to be used in that fight. So, Dragon Block staff blocks the Divine Dragon, but it blocks Dragoons too. So, we have to fight using just additions, which means I lose, like, Diamond Dust, which we just got as healing magic. Divine Dragon has a gigantic cannon that just Giga Blasts you into oblivion, and he can hit everybody with it, depending on whether you're lucky or not. It's gonna be really hard. But what I'm even more worried about, and in fact I should probably go buy some items, is Grand Jewel. Grand Jewel is just this unassuming little boss in a cave, and everybody's like, oh, look at that. He's just like a little rock. He's kind of cute. No, he's not cute. He's a menace. Grand Jewel is unironically one of the hardest bosses in the game, because he sucks your levels away. So you end up being like level 5 fighting him. And he'll give them back by the end of the fight, but it sucks. So we're gonna have to fight him. Soon, even. Because we're about to depart toward... Well, I don't even remember what they call it. They changed the name of it so many times because of the translation. It's like Divine Dragon Mountain, Mountain Dragon Tomb. They call it all sorts of things. Gosh, that's hot. I mean awful. Just awful. Anyway, I need to do some work. I need to... Wait, what am I doing? I'm writing an article. Let me turn my captions off. Oh yes, I'm writing an article entitled The Difference Between CDX and ACX Plywood. I'm so excited. Fought it in your cheating run? Yes, you have to fight the Grand Jewel, sadly. And it takes forever because he sucks your levels and then he hits you with really powerful attack all items. Because he's got the dragon block staff just like stabbed into his head. And so if you're gonna take it to use it against the divine dragon, right, you have to take it out of his head. What's the difference between the woods? I don't know, I haven't written it yet. I do know, actually. The difference is that CDX wood is lower quality generally, and ACX wood has like a nice side and a not nice side, so it's better for like decorative stuff. I answered that in like 30 words, and I need to turn it into 800. That do be my job. Huh. Yeah, sorry, I turned the captions off. Thank you for the good luck. It's always fun to hang out with y'all. I hate to end stream. Part of the reason, we were talking about my view counts. Part of the reason that my view count is what it is these days is just because, a lot of people don't... Like, if I go live, I'm not live again by the time that they show up, right? They're like, oh, yay, Sable's live, and then I've only been here for an hour. So, that's on me. I don't stream for very long these days. But you'll see when we do the Platinum % Last Guardian, and I'm live for like 11 hours, people will actually have time to pop in without having to commit to being like, oh my god, right now! She's live! She's only gonna be live for like 15 minutes! So Platinums are always fun. Yeah. Typically, the longer you stay live, it just keeps going up, right? Because people have more time and the algorithm gets more in your favor and stuff like that. But our streams are just kind of my jam. Hour to an hour and a half, except for on Tuesday when I accidentally streamed for 3 hours because I was absorbed in my puzzles. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like hour and a half is like the sweet spot for where I have energy and I'm not like starting to run out of energy. And it like gives people some time to get here and we keep the vibes kind of strong and then we're good, you know what I mean? I don't have the personality to regularly field like 6-hour streams. Who do I actually want to raid though? You know what? We basically never... I don't even remember the last time that we've raided Gabrian, who is Portuguese, I believe, a Portuguese content creator. She made the running Mort for my intro screen. So she does art. And usually doesn't chat, it's just kind of like a background noise vibe kind of deal, and it's very fun. Yeah, I thought you might like that, Shabil. It just says that she's doing art right now. I don't know what kind of art. But thanks for hanging out, everybody. I appreciate you. I will be back next week doing... who knows? Who knows? But it's almost Tricofecta time. Or not Tricofecta, Treaksmas. So we're going to be doing a ton of Last Guardian content. If anybody has goofy, meme runs and such that you would like to see me do, shoot them my way. Hey, Alu, nice to see ya. Because we're gonna just be doing nonsense. I don't know. It's gonna be fun. So I will see you next week. Stay safe, everybody. Have a wonderful weekend. And, just, be kind to yourself, Bye!